Hello everyone, True here, back with another video. I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day, and in today's video we will be taking a look at a deck that has been around for quite a while. We're going to be taking a look at LucmetalZ. So if you don't know what LucmetalZ is, it's a deck that's been around for quite a while, ever since Zacian came out from Sword and Shield. Lucario Melmetal has been a pretty good partner with it. It's probably been the one other major partner besides ADP with Zacian V, and the general idea behind the deck is to use Full Metal Wall GX. Not only does it allow your Zacians to become beefier, they take 30 less damage from attacks, it also allows you to remove all your opponent's energies from their active Pokemon, which is very powerful. And Zacian V, as we all know, is a very powerful card. With the ability Intrepid Sword, you can basically charge it up turn 1, and the chances of pulling off a turn 2 Brave Blade, especially in this deck, are pretty likely. I've pulled off turn 2 Brave Blade so many times going first, and it's just a very nice pro that comes with playing LucmetalZ, is that you play so many metal energies. You play 13, 14, 12 around that range. You play way more than you do with ADP, and you can pull off a turn 2 Brave Blade very easily. Now this deck is more centered around using Zacian as an attack. You don't always have to go in for the Full Metal Wall. There are certain scenarios where you don't want to start with Lucario and Melmetal and go in for that Full Metal Wall, and sometimes you don't even need the second effect, which discards energy. Sometimes you just need the 30 less damage. That's what makes this deck so high skill cap, is that you need to decide when the right time is to go in with that Full Metal Wall GX. In addition to 2 LucmetalZ and 4 Zacian V, we play 2 Zamazenta Vs. Zamazenta is super good in this deck. VMAXs can't damage us, and with the release of the new Colossal V and Pikachu VMAX, Zamazenta is just gaining more and more value in this deck. Dauntless Shield, we can't be damaged by VMAXs, and Assault Tackle, very nice attack in the Colossal VMAX matchup, allows us to get rid of a stone energy from our opponent's active Pokemon, which is very nice. So Zamazenta very good in this deck. As for the trainer cards, we play 2 Dolls. 2 Dolls is very good, allows us to basically switch into a doll, put the doll on the bottom of the deck, and then attack with Zacian again. A doll, Lillie's Pokédoll, acts as a way to prevent us from decking out, and it also acts as sort of a wall that we can go into if we ever miss an attacks. We play 4 Metal Saucers, 4 Quick Balls, 4 Switch, pretty ordinary. We play a 2 of Tag Calls. Tag Calls very useful in this deck, allows us to search out our Mallow and Lanas, which are very important, as well as our one of Cynthia and Caitlin to draw some cards. Tag Call also allows us to search out LucmetalZ, which is very good. We play 1 Tool Scrapper to get rid of those pesky tools our opponent's playing, whether it be Big Charms or Air Balloons. Tool Scrapper, very nice. We play 2 Chaotic Swells to buff things like Giant Hearth. Chaotic Swell really helps out in the fire matchups, gives our opponents less access to things like fire energies. And just in a couple of other matchups, Chaotic Swell is very nice. We play 3 Boss's Orders that, even though we are sort of a more slow deck that Intrepid Swords a lot, we still definitely want that high count of Boss's Orders to be able to go in aggressive with Zacian when need be. So we do like the 3 counts of Boss's Orders. We play 4 Marnie for Research, 4 Maximum Consistency. We do play 4 Metal Goggles. That's pretty basic. We play 13 Metal Energies and 2 of the new Coating Metal Energies. What this does is basically, well, no, not basically, it prevents our metal Pokemon from having weakness. So basically, it is a better metal energy. Unfortunately, we cannot attach it with Intrepid Sword, and for this reason, I'm still playing the high count of metal energy. And just 2 of the Coating Metal Energy for those Baby Blonde matchups, for those Scentiscorch matchups that this deck can run into and sort of struggle with. And yeah, that's all I have to say for the deck, and let's hop into some games. Alright, so hopping into our first game here against DDox9. Good luck to him or her. Let's see if we win the coin flip or not. We do lose the coin flip, so we will not be deciding who goes first. Preferably, I do like going first, but I have heard people say going second with Luke Metal is preferred in a lot of matchups, but personally I like getting the turn 1 Intrepid Sword off and getting that turn 2 Brave Blade as normally as possible. Turn 2 230 damage puts a lot of pressure onto our opponent. And it looks like we are up against Inteleon VMAX and just a pass from our opponent, so our opponent cannot pull off the turn 2 max bullet. They did not get a Snom onto the bench. Theoretically, we could also be up against a greens build of Inteleon VMAX. That's a deck as well. So what do we want to do here? I definitely don't want to Marnie our opponent, and I certainly don't want to get rid of all these resources. I'm going to start off with the Tag Call here, see what's in the deck. I'm going to grab I want to grab a Lucario Melmetal, but at the same time, I like grabbing the Cynthia Caitlin as our draw supporter for this turn, as well as a Mallow Lana to possibly pivot this Zacian onto the bench the following turn. I guess I'll just, probably just grab the Mallow Lana. We do have a solid number of outs for the Lucario Melmetal, but we don't have as many outs for the Mallow Lana, so I'm just going to grab these two here. Play the Cynthia Caitlin, probably just get rid of a boss's orders here, but I do like having the boss option available, to be quite honest. I'm gonna pitch the boss here. Probably could have pitched something better there, but I like pitching the boss and no other Zacian or basic Pokemon to work with, so I'm just gonna commit to the active here. We're just gonna go with that Intrepid Sword. We do hit an energy, so that is very nice. Unfortunately, we did not hit 2 energies, meaning that our opponent can actually use Inteleon VMAX's first attack. There's the Wondrous Labyrinth from our opponent, and they're gonna hit us with the Marnie. Alright. Good thing we didn't research there. We would have gotten rid of all those resources for no reason. There's the Zamazenta V. There's the Inteleon VMAX. Alright, we can... that's good. So our opponent is probably just gonna commit to the Hydro Snipe this turn. Hopefully prevent us from doing Brave Blade, and with this current hand we have, that's probably gonna happen. So ideally here, I would love to go for a full metal wall this turn, but I don't think that's happening. There's a Crushing Hammer Tails. That's very good for us. Let's see. There's a Quick Ball from our opponent. That's probably gonna get them a Snom. Or the Detonate their hand still dead. There's the Snom. That tells us that their hand probably have a draw supporter in their hand to work with here, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bench this Zamazenta V and start charging it up, and hopefully our opponent doesn't have too many answers to it. They could play that Lapras V, the Lapras V to hit our Zamazenta V, or that Suicune, so we definitely want to look out for those. Metal Saucer is a horrible top deck. Certainly did not want to top deck that at all. Would have loved to top deck something else and then draw into the Metal Saucer. Now I'm wishing our opponent had hit the tails on the hammer. That would have given us value out of the Metal Saucer. Fortunately, I think we're just gonna have to commit to the research here. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna switch into the Zamazenta V here, and then just go with the research. Yeah, they can't damage our Zamazenta V, so I think going into it, it's fine. I'm gonna bench the Lillie's Pokédoll here. Probably attach Goggles to the active. They keep in mind they do have their Wondrous Labyrinth in place, so they will have to bump it or commit energies to the Inteleon VMAX if they do want to go for that max bullet on the following turn. And hopefully we can pull off a full metal wall. That would seriously disrupt them. We would get rid of 4 energies or just 3 energies. That sounds good to me. So let's go with the Intrepid Sword here. No energies, but we do find the Lucario and Melmetal. Man, getting rid of that Saucer really stinks. We would have loved to keep that around. There's the energy attachment from our opponent. There's the Air Balloon to the Inteleon VMAX, and they opt to get rid of the Goon. Very interesting decision from our opponent. I guess that tells us they either play 2 Goon or they don't play Tool Scrapper. Because they definitely probably wanted to ping our Zamazenta if they did play the Lapras V to be able to one-shot it eventually. So let's see what our opponent has going for the dumb this turn. We usually see a few training courts in Inteleon VMAX decks, but our opponent could be could not be playing Training Court. I couldn't imagine them not though, so they probably play 2 Training Courts, 1 Wondrous Labyrinth. There's the Frostmoth from our opponent, and there's the Concession from our opponent. I don't understand. They definitely were still in that game, but I guess that's going to do it for game 1 with the LucmetalZ deck, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, so hopping into our next one here against Corcho 5. Good luck to him or her. We're going to call the coin flip here. We're going to call tails. Let's see if we do win. We do lose the coin flip again, unfortunately. Let's see what our opponent decides for us to do. They opt to go first. Alright. That's fine with us. The starting hand's looking alright. We do have a draw supporter to work with, as well as double goggles, which is pretty cool. The real question is, what do we start with? I'm very conflicted here. I want to start the Zamazenta, but if our opponent's not playing a deck with VMAX, starting with Zamazenta is pretty bad. I'm gonna go with the Zacian here. Yeah, let's see what we're up against. We see the Surfetched coin. That could mean we're up against Colossal. Yeah, I'm not gonna bench the Zamazenta. Let's see what we're up against. There's the Oranguru. That can mean a bunch of things. Oranguru is really popular these days. There's a Colossal V. Alright, we know what we're up against here. They attach the Fighting Energy to it. There's the Quick Ball from our opponent, getting rid of a Marnie. That tells us they have a follow-up draw supporter to work with in their hand. So we oh, there's the Snorlax from our opponent. Alright, that's going to draw them an additional at least 5 cards to work with. There's the Primate Wisdom from our opponent. Yeah, Snorlax, the new Snorlax Gorman dies. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may draw cards until you have 7 in your hand. If you do, this ability ends. So they're going to see a lot of cards their first turn, which is definitely very good for them. That's a Metal Energy. That's a nice top deck that allows us to get some fodder for the Metal Saucers. So I'm gonna bench the Zamazenta here, I think. I don't really think there's a reason in discarding it right now. The question is whether or not I want to switch into it. I think I do actually like switching into the Zamazenta here and just letting it sit in the active until we have enough resources to be able to charge it up in 1 turn, I guess, if that makes any sense. I definitely want to charge up the Zacian. I think I'm definitely going to drop both of the goggles. Let's start off with that. Where do I want to commit this energy attachment to is the question. We definitely do have to be aware of our opponent's Surfetched V. That's definitely a threat that we need to play around. Do I want to keep the Zamazenta on the bench? I think I'm going to switch into the Zamazenta V here. I think that's fine. I think it's better to let this sit in the active and not get damaged by the Colossal VMAX than to let our Zacian take a hit. I think I'm just going to commit to the active and just research. I think that feels fine here. There's a Saucer to work with. There's a Swell. Alright, these are some nice draws. There's a Marnie for the following turn. Do I want to play the Saucer now is the question. I could hold off on playing the Saucer. Potentially go for the Intrepid Sword. Draw into a Lucario Melmetal, Saucer to that, and go for the Full Metal Wall next turn. That could also be a pretty valid play. I think I'm just going to play the Saucer now, guarantee the energy on the Zacian V, and just go for the Intrepid Sword. No energies off of the Intrepid Sword, just a Quick Ball. Alright, that's really good. Yeah, unfortunately no energy in that mix there, but we actually have the boss KO on the Colossal V if our opponent does not get the VMAX this turn. I'm pretty sure they will. There's a Colossal VMAX, but had they not evolved that, we would have been in a very good spot. So there's the Capture Energy to the Colossal VMAX. We could see the Surfetched V coming out right now. No, there's the Jirachi Amazing Rare. Alright. That's definitely a pretty expected card to see in this deck. There's the Quick Ball from our opponent. We get rid of a Research. I feel like we're getting Marnie here. There's the Fion from our opponent. Alright, they're going to force our Zacian up. There's the Marnie from our opponent, getting rid of our perfect hand. That's pretty annoying. Actually, they could probably whiff the switching effect here. They definitely need to hit a switch. Air Balloon will not move the Snorlax out of the active, and this follow-up hand does not look that good. There's a Rotom phone from our opponents. They select any card and put it on top of their deck out of the top 5 that they see. There's the Guru. Let's see if they find the switch here. Yep, that's probably going to be the deciding factor right now. There's the switch from our opponent into the... No, they definitely should have switched into the Amazing Jirachi. That's definitely a little misplay from our opponent there. There's the Colossal V bench from our opponent. There's a Whirlpool section going to be bringing up our Zacian V and hitting it. How rude of our opponent. But that's fine. Oh, oh, okay. That's why they well, they still could have switched into the Amazing Jirachi, and seen the other card, I guess. Yeah, I still definitely feel like they should have gone into the Amazing Jirachi because they still had a retreating option to work with that turn. So we could Mallow Lana this turn, get some value out of that while we still have it, or we could just go for the aggressive research right now. I think I like going for the Mallow Lana this turn. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to get rid of a couple of boss's orders, but this feels fine with me, I guess. Yeah, our opponent could Marnie us next turn. I'm gonna get rid of the Zacian V here, I guess. Go into the Zamazenta again and just chill for another turn. Who knows? We can force our opponent to find another Fion. They are down 2 quick balls, so they could not find it this turn. Let's go for the Intrepid Sword here. No energies to work with again, unfortunately. So our opponent's probably gonna Fion up our Zacian V, hit it again, or they could actually go for the G-Max Boulder. But that wouldn't KO us because we do have the Metal Goggles attached, so that's pretty cool. And if they do decide to bring up our Zacian V, we do have access to that full metal wall potential. Unfortunately, we don't have any metal energies in the discard pile, so we need to find a quick ball, a hand with the quick ball, and energy, and a saucer, basically. There's the quick ball from our opponent. That's going to grab them a Fion for sure. Yep, there's the Fion. The question is, do they or do they not have the energy to work with to be able to hit us super hard this turn? Let's see. Let's find out. Opponent's... there's the attachment. Alright, our opponent hit the sauce this turn. There's the G-Max Boulder. Going to be hitting our Zacian super hard here. Now we're really looking for that full metal wall. And energy's a pretty good top deck here. Unfortunately, we do have to get rid of a switch. If we get rid of the Zacian, we do only have one Zacian left. I think I'm just gonna commit to the research here. If we bench the Zacian, they could Fion it again, which I'm not a fan of. I'm just gonna commit to the research here. See what we draw into. Looking for that full metal wall. Do we hit it? No, we do not. We're just a little bit short this turn, unfortunately. There's a second Zamazenta V. That's pretty good. Gonna play the Tag Call this turn. Thin out the deck a little. Grab the Cynthia and Caitlin here. And honestly, our opponent's in top deck mode. I think I'm just going to go ahead and bench the Lucametal, commit an energy to it, and just go for that Intrepid Sword here. There's an energy. I don't think I'm going to attach it. Our Zacian V is probably going to die this turn anyways. Let's see if our opponent top decks something crazy like a boss's orders. The boss of our Lucario Melmetal, that would be sort of insane. Them getting a hit into this would be pretty bad, but we didn't have access to a saucer. I felt pretty comfortable benching this here. Let's see what our opponent has to work with. Hopefully they're dead drawing. No, there's the switch. That's huge. Our opponent gets to see one new card. They know one card from the Primate Wisdom. Let's see if they decide to do anything this turn or not. There's the Rotom Phone. That's gonna set up their next top deck. Man, our opponent got pretty fortunate there with that switch. Man, alright. But this means our Zacian's probably gonna... Yep. Oh, they're gonna go in with the Gormadize. Alright. That's probably the right play to make. They're definitely digging for a boss's orders. Probably to boss up our Lucario Melmetal. We can go in with the Zamazenta V this turn, which I think I like doing. So I'm gonna start off with the Cynthia and Caitlin here. I'm gonna commit to getting rid of the Tag Call here. I probably should have thinned with the quick ball first. That's a little misplay on my part, probably. What do I want to grab here? Probably just grab a boss's orders. I think I like having access to boss right now. No Metal Saucer to work with, so we can't go in with the Zamazenta this turn. Unfortunately, I'm gonna attach the goggles to the Lucario Melmetal here. Yeah, that's super unfortunate. I would have loved hitting with the Zamazenta V this turn. That way we would have forced our opponent to find a Fion or forced them to find a Sirfetch'd V, and they could have gone in with the Sirfetch'd, then we could have Mallowed and Lana'd and followed up with the Full Metal Wall. That would have been so good, but unfortunately RNG just doesn't like us right now. So gonna go with the Quick Ball, get rid of this Lucario and Melmetal. I think that's fine. Oh, our deck actually didn't have any Pokemon, any basic Pokemon, so I'm not playing the Quick Ball there. It wasn't too big of a deal. I think I'm fine letting the Zacian die here. Or we could actually switch into the Zamazenta V this turn. I wouldn't hate doing that. Force our opponent to find a Fion or a Sirfetch'd V to hit into it. Not entirely a fan of letting them hit into it though. This is definitely a rough decision to make. Do we let our opponent potentially get a hit into this? I'm just going to commit to the Intrepid Sword here. See what we draw. There's an energy. I'm not going to attach it again. Again, our Zacian V is probably going to die this turn. Let's see what our opponent has going for them. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Marnie from our opponent at all. We do have a lot of Acid Draw supporters. There's the Martial Arts Dojo from our opponent. They commit to the Colossal V here. There's the Sirfetch'd V that we were expecting. There's a Great Ball. Our opponent's down 2 switch. That is a pretty good amount of switches. They could have 2 left. I would imagine they have 2 left. So they could not hit it here. There's the Rotom Phone again. They're going to, again, get to see any card they want. They're going to probably go in with the Guru here. If they don't attack us this turn, we do have the Boss play, boss up this and go for the Full Metal Wall. That would be super nice. There's the Marnie from our opponent, unfortunately. That's super annoying. Yeah. Hopefully, we draw into a Metal Energy to work with. That would be pretty nice. There's a Tool Scrapper, there's a Quick Ball. That's not bad at all. Unfortunately, no, they just commit to the Gormadize here. I'm gonna play the Tool Scrapper here. Get rid of these 2 air balloons. Remove any sort of pivot our opponent could use. And I think I just want to go in with the Zamazenta V here. Play the Quick Ball, get rid of Goggles, shuffle the deck, get out the Zamazenta V. Do I want to bench this or not? I think I can hold off on benching it, switch into the Zamazenta V here, just go with the Marnie here, lower our opponent's hand size to 4. There's a Saucer, that's good, that's very good. And Saucer to the Lucario here. And we also have a boss to work with, which is very nice. We can attach to the Zamazenta here, go for the Assault Tackle, put some pressure onto our opponent. They don't have any air balloons to work with at the current moment, which is very good for us. There's a Metal Energy off the prize cards. Yeah, we're definitely sort of breaking right now. We definitely want access to a Research or something like that at the current moment. If our opponent gets a Tool Scrapper and the boss's orders and the dojo, they could KO our Lucario, which would be super bad for us right now. We wouldn't have access to a Full Metal Wall at all this game. That would really stink. There's a Great Ball from our opponent. There's the Fion again. That we're going to send up the Zacian V for sure. There's the Dreamy Revelation from our opponent. They get to see any card they want from the top 2 into their hand. They commit to the Colossal VMAX. There's a Fion. Let's see what they we're gonna promote. We could promote the Lucario, to be honest, but I'm gonna promote the Zacian V here. I really don't mind this dying. Yeah, I don't mind it dying at all. There's a Research from our opponent, getting rid of some energies. You love to see it. Hopefully we can run them out of energies. They're gonna be low after we Full Metal Wall this Colossal VMAX. So hopefully our opponent just runs out of ways to attack us with Galarian Sirfetch'd V. There's a switch into the Colossal VMAX here. There's the buff padding, alright. There's the buff padding to both of these. Maybe playing that Tool Scrapper was a mistake. There's the Eruption shot from our opponent, and that's gonna hit us pretty hard here. I think I'm still gonna boss this here. Or I could save the boss. Man. These are just decisions you need to make. So, there's a Mallow Lana top deck. That's very good. I think I'm just gonna... do I want a Full Metal Wall right now? Or do I boss this and Full Metal Wall that? I think I Full Metal Wall this and then boss this next turn and just hit it. Hopefully our opponent doesn't get a switch into the Galarian Surfetch V. We don't have a Zacian. Maybe I should have promoted this, because leaving a Zacian on the bench to potentially KO the Galarian Surfetch V is something that we want to do. I'm just going to go for the Full Metal Wall here, remove a bunch of energies from the Colossal VMAX, and hope that our opponent does not have a boss to work with to boss up our Zamazenta V and hit it. They are down to they're down 3 switch. Alright, that's pretty good. There's the quick ball from our opponent. That's gonna get them their Fion. Is that their last quick ball? That is their last quick ball. That's a little bit unfortunate. That's gonna grab them the Fion, and if they have a switch in hand, they're gonna be able to hit our Zamazenta V. Super annoying. Maybe I should have attached. No. Maybe I should have attached here last turn, so we could have potentially gone in for the heavy impact on the Galarian Surfetch V. They commit an attachment to the Galarian Surfetch V. There's the Rotom Phone. They're digging for their last switch, most likely. That being said, if that's their last switch, we could potentially boss something up and make it so that they deck out. That might be a win condition for us as well. We definitely want to keep that in mind. We are only down 1 boss's orders. We have another boss to work with. There's a switch into the Galarian Surfetch V as expected. They're going to move a couple of energies to it. I think I like bossing this Oranguru now. Our opponent could deck out potentially, and I definitely like the sound of that. So they're going to Fion up our... No, they can't deck out because they have Fion. That is annoying. But we could play into dumb deck. We could deck them out through Marnie, to be honest. We should have 2 Marnies left in deck, so that is something we can look into doing. Our opponent grabbed the Colossal V, and they're going to commit to the Meteor Smash here. That's fine with us. I think I like playing the Mallow Lana, and there's the concession from our opponent. I guess they didn't have anything going for them, or they ran out of energy. I was planning to Mallow Lana switch and then hit them and remove the stone energy. But I guess our opponent just ran out of options, and that's gonna do it for today's video on LucmetalZ. 2 dubs, feels pretty nice, and yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, please do remember to like and subscribe, and as always, remember to stay safe, and have a good day, and peace out.